How's it going, everybody? We're back at it with another one. Today we're talking anger. So you know how we're doing this. We're taking this a mile at a time. Because if not now, when? Let's get to it. Welcome back, everybody. So first and foremost, I wanted to apologize because last week I was supposed to put out a video and I didn't, and that was because I did have hernia surgery. So still recovering a little bit from that, but if you've had hernia surgery, you kind of know what I'm going through. If not, I would recommend getting a hernia, you know what I mean? So anyway, again, apologize for last week not putting out a video, but I got you today. Like I said, I was putting one out today, so this will be released today. But today I wanted to talk about anger, and I wanted to do that because just recently, matter of fact, it was Wednesday, this past Wednesday, there was an incident. So anyone that knows me knows I do get angry fairly easy, and I am working on that. I get a lot better with that. My anger mostly happens while I'm driving. Yes, I am that guy. I'm that driver who, flip you off and cuss you out, whatever. But you know what? Like I said, I've been working on that, and I've been getting a lot better with it. One thing that's really helped me with that is actually reading the Bible. I've been going to church a lot more. Started going a lot more consistently in February, and since then, like I said, I've been on top of it, going every week. There's a couple of discipleships I go to throughout the week as well. But I don't know. I just realized, I just noticed that reading the Bible and going to church more, I'm actually a lot more at peace with myself. So there was an incident again, like I said, this past Wednesday. This incident did happen while I was driving. Again, I've been getting better with it to where I'm not angry. I'm just letting things go. It's like, you know what, it ain't worth it. This past Wednesday was a different story. You know what I mean? I'm driving. As I turned my blinker on to get over into the next lane, I just looked into my mirror, hit my blinker, looked into my mirror, and started getting over. Well, as I did that, I guess there was a car in the back of me that did that as well. But they did it right before me. So when I looked in my mirror, I was good, but they had gotten over and then I was getting over, and I guess that must have irritated them because, and the crazy thing is, someone I know too, but must have pissed them off. They end up swerving into the next lane and just jumped in front of me, cut me off. Yes, I am getting better with it, but that right there, I don't know why, I don't know what was going on. It irritated me, pissed me off. So I was like, nah, I'm not gonna let this slide. Jumped over. You know what? I'm not even gonna get into all the details of it. But yes, there was, we're kind of going back and forth a little bit. I wasn't cussing or yelling at them or flipping them off or anything, but I was kind of doing things to irritate them, but they were doing it right back to me. Again, didn't realize at the moment that it was somebody that I knew. So luckily, that whole situation de-escalated. I was able to get past it, whatever. The reason I'm bringing this up is because it did escalate to one point where the passenger got out of the vehicle, came up, and I can tell they were saying something, but I couldn't tell. And I was like, you know what? It ain't even worth it. I'm like, you know what? You ain't gonna, and I'm saying this. I'm not yelling it or saying it out loud or anything. Well, out loud to myself, but not where the person can hear. I'm just like, you ain't gonna do anything anyway. Just get back in the car. Sure enough, they get back in the car. I bring this up because I was thinking about it, and even though this was someone that I knew, I didn't know at the time. Again, I didn't realize it until not after the fact, but near the end of the whole situation. I had thought to myself, man, as easily as I could have been somebody that was having a bad day, and let's say I had a gun on me, and that was the last straw. You know what I mean? I could have been that person to get out and shoot at the car. Who knows who else is in that vehicle? What if there's a baby in that vehicle, an elderly person in that vehicle? You know what I mean? Like, there could have been children in that vehicle. But because some people get so caught up into whatever's going on in their life, or whether they're dealing with a breakup or they just had an argument with somebody and they're still heated, or whatever the case may be, I could have been that person where, you know what, I'm not doing this anymore, get out, again, shoot up the vehicle. But then I thought to myself, as easily as I could have been that person, the person in the other vehicle could have been that person. And what if they were that person? I'm over here reacting the way I did, which I shouldn't have, and I'll own that. I shouldn't have. But what if they were that person? Well, when I stop, we stop at a light, stop sign, whatever the case is, someone gets out, and again, they're the ones having that bad day. That was the last straw for them. They happen to have a gun on them. They got out, turned around, and just opened fire, and boom. I bring that up because, again, that's a situation that shouldn't have happened. I should have just, you know what, let it go. It is what it is, whatever. Let the cop, if a cop's there, let the cop deal with it. You know what I mean? And then just wash my hands with it. No, just leave it alone. And I'm starting to do that now, you know. Now, I was like, again, I bring this up because there are people who get seriously injured, get hospitalized, if not die, because of situations like that. Because somebody couldn't control their anger. Not even control, but someone didn't have their anger in check. You gotta understand, when you let somebody piss you off to that extent, or you do it, or no, I'll go back to that. If you let somebody piss you off to that extent and you can't control it and you're just all pissed off, cussing at them, doing whatever, you just gave that person complete power over you. Don't be giving up power over yourself to somebody else. Don't be doing that. Don't be losing your self-control. Don't be losing yourself in those little moments, because those little moments could end up with somebody being hospitalized. Or worse, dead. That little moment of anger that you felt, it's not worth getting seriously injured. It's not worth ending up in the hospital. It's not worth your life. I remember one time someone had told me that your life is like in a line, it goes in a line, okay? Your life is right here. That little bit of anger that you felt is this little section, or little sections. Don't let those little sections determine your life. Life is short, man. Like I said, it ain't worth it. I thought to myself, you know what? Yes, this is somebody I knew, and they shouldn't have been driving like that. Yes, as much as I could have just kept blaming that person, saying, hey, it's this person's fault because of this, because of this, because of... Maybe. But it's my fault for reacting the way I did. And like I said, it's not worth it. You got to be able to let it go. Like I said, like I just said, that I've been going to church more, I've been reading the Bible more, that I've been, finding peace within myself. I'm a lot more at peace with myself because of it. That little moment, yes, that was a little hiccup, and something you know what? I'm getting up there in age, so I'm like, I gotta understand that I can't be doing that all the time. I gotta keep that in mind all the time. You know what I mean? I gotta be able to pass that down to my kids so they don't get like that. So like I said, that situation could have ended a lot worse than it did. I'm glad it didn't. I already said my apologies, and like I said, I'll own my mistakes. That was all on me. I should react that way. I'm telling you, if you have issues with your anger, try to do something about it. If that'll help, read the Bible. I mean, it's helping me be at peace with myself. If you're not that type of person, you don't want to read the Bible, you don't want to go to church, you don't want to do anything, cool, I'm not telling you to. If you think it'll help, do it. If not, don't. Try going to therapy. Try to find different ways. I would suggest, like I say, either church and the Bible or therapy, but find what's going to work for you to control that and be able to keep that power to yourself, so you're not getting angry and giving that power to somebody else. Do it so that you don't end up in the hospital or put somebody in the hospital. You could end up in jail because of it. That was another option. You could end up seriously injured. You could end up in the hospital. You could end up in jail, or worse, dead. Is it really worth that little moment of anger? Is it really worth going to jail over? because you couldn't control your emotions. You couldn't control that in that little moment. Is it really worth dying over? Taking somebody else's life and ending up in prison for the rest of your life? Is that moment really worth it? I'm telling you, if you're one of those people, I would say, even if you know it deep down that you are, but you don't want to admit it, it's not worth it. The consequences aren't worth it. Just work on that. Like I said, church, Bible, therapy. I recommend those are my recommendations, but do what's going to work for you and make sure it is working and try to follow through with that and control it. If you're driving, you're like me, and like I said, I'm getting a lot better with it. I'm starting to let things go. You know what? It ain't even worth it. Now I'm starting to put that in my head. It's like, hey, that situation, it could be like that. It could end up worse. I'm glad it didn't escalate further than what it did. But don't let it get to the point where it's going to escalate further than it should. Let it go. It ain't worth it. You know what? If it's a reckless driver, someone to cut you off, someone to do whatever that's going to piss you off, let it go. Hey, hopefully there's a cop nearby, a cop will catch you. Let the cop catch you. Either that or get back home or whatever you get to, figure out a way to blow off steam, throw on your headphones, listen to music, zone out, play video games. Do something that's going to help you with that so that you're not on that for so long. You know what I mean? Like I said, it ain't worth it. So that's what I got for you today. I will be back next week. Like I said, the surgery went well though. Smile more. That might help you too. Just smile. You know what? Let it go. Smile. So again, that's what I got for you today. You know how we doing it. If not now,